topic 5 has a wealth of useful information. While I am listening and I made a mental note of anything that's come up. Topic 5 is all about learning about law, especially in the area of industrial security, as it relates to the fundamentals of criminal law. This is one of the most important subjects in a criminology degree. We studied at universities and colleges, and we gave our family and friends a quick overview of what we learned, as any documented material on the subject of law. It's not a simple or relaxing subject or lesson to grasp. It's difficult to know exactly what it entails, and there's no shortage of stories out there ranging from the largely correct to the really surreal. Criminal law is a fascinating subject to learn, but it is not without its difficulties. You will be hard pressed to find a more dynamic, diversified, or true interesting, inspiring legal center if you are willing to take on this endeavor. Mm. Studying criminal law is not simple, and it's need a great deal of hard work and dedication. This criminal legislation will take a lot of time and effort to work to complete. When I listening or watching the topic 5, and our instructor was asked to know the basic or impartial information of criminal law, I lost track. Sir RJ ran the talk on the fundamentals of it. Those words in topic 5 are difficult to comprehend if you merely watch or listen to it. I rewatch and listen to it again to make sure I understood everything and transport them to my brain, and in order to work it properly. The first thing I listen and understand is that criminal law has three key characteristics: the generality, territoriality, and prospectivity. Criminal law focuses on in-depth consideration of crime and their legal ramification. The retroactive application of prospectivity drew my attention. In terms of the both generality and territoriality, understood or discovered that generality refers to the fact that the law applies to to all the people who lives in the Philippines, whereas territoriality is defined as the law being applicable to all the crime committed within the Philippine national territory. However, the third element of criminal law is prospectivity, which has the retroactive effect. When it comes to retroactive effect, the rule states that it's prohibited because law is always prospective. The phrase lex pros Pisit, not respisit, meaning to say, law looks forward, not backward. In Article 4 of the Philippines Code of state that law shall have no retroactive effect unless the opposite is provided. The three stages of the commission of the crime, which are attempted, frustrated, and consummated, are the second topic that I learned about. I was able to get to know them and understand their differences. New term and new words have been added to my vocabulary. Those are some of the most important to learn when studying criminal law, their differences. An attempted crime is a failed attempt to commit a crime. Frustrated means you've succeeded in committing a crime, but there's a condition that the person you're willing to kill isn't going to die. And finally, completed means that all the execution activities were completed successfully, and that's what we call consummated. The third item that I learned about is based on the mode of execution. Felonies come in a variety of forms. Dolo refers to the deliberate offense, whereas culpa refers to an unintended felony. I'll make a mental note of this in order to fully comprehend and comprehend the contrast between them. And while listening to the words felonies and offense, I remember the differences of crime, felony, and offense. Crime is in act or committed that violation of public law or punishable by law. While and felony naman is an act or committed is violation labag sa RPC. At ang yung offense naman is an act or committed violation naman ng special law, labag sa special law. The distinction between mistaken identity and mistaken blow was discussed in the last discussion in topic 5. Mistaken blow occurs when an offender delivers a blow meant for one victim but instead land on an intended victim due to the lack of precision, while mistaken identity causes harm to the person who is mistaken for someone else. The intended victim isn't present at the crime scene, although the strike was directed at the actual victim. He was not the intended victim. This fundamental definition of criminal law has piqued my interest in learning more about the subject of criminal law. All of the topics addressed are crucial in the studying of criminal law. It is advantageous for us to have advanced learning